Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the ALTTPR League Season 2 playoffs. I am Neon Tiger. I'm joined here on comms by New York Rambler. NY, how you doing, my friend?
Yo, we're doing good. We here. It's playoff time. We got ourselves the Lost Woods division, Synack and JTB. This is a rematch from week 2, actually. These two faced off.
Awesome. And yeah, just to give a real quick recap here, it's going to be open defeat Ganon, and this is the top seed gets to pick the first of the 3 game. I think it's the first of 2 they get to pick, and then the other 3 are just randomly chosen, if I remember right, for best of 5.
Well, yeah, it's game 1, quote unquote, is open. Game 2, quote unquote, is Ambrosia. Game 3 is higher seed's choice, and then 4 and 5 I think they just alternate. But we'll get to that. We come to that.
That's right.
This is game 1, Synack and JTB. Game 2 will be Brewers fan JP versus Clifford, and game 3 will be William J. Bradley versus Adirondack Rick, with William J. Bradley having the pick. But we come to that at a different point, because right now we have Synack and JTB on our screens. Open defeat Ganon, just like they did week 1, which I believe JTB took out the victory on that one.
Yeah, this will be a very interesting race between these two. Obviously, WJPTBB, then aka the one with like everybody's name.
They all go by
mixed up. Yeah, yes, which is great. They are the higher seed in this bracket, in this section of the bracket. Over team, we're bad at team names, who apparently are pretty decent at team names. The winner of this best of 5 is going to play Team Kappa, and we're off.
JTB's final name. Team Kappa actually went 13-1 in the Swiss rounds. Their one loss actually came to WJPTBB.
This could be very interesting then to see how this shakes out. These are both looking at their rosters, 2 very good teams. A lot of notable names in here, and we haven't really seen a whole lot from these early checks, Rambler. We've seen both Sanctuary, which had some arrows, and nothing really in Link's House either, so it's going to be a bit of an adventure here. Looks like JTB's going to check out Uncle to start with.
Yeah, JTB with the Uncle route. Synack went to Sanctuary, found nothing. Went to Link's House, found nothing. Now started farming these bombs, and then had to catch Rico through south. Yep. Well, Uncle just has 20 rupees for it.
Yeah, and we've got some, of course, our wonderful sprite artists bringing us these awesome sprites. Just a big heart there in Uncle Chest, but Synack is running with the lovely cursor, which you either love it or you hate it. I love it. And JTB doing a green Cheep from the Mario series.
Yeah, that Cheep will change colors as we find some mail upgrades, of course, because most of these will change colors. Synack's actually one of the ones that will not, actually, when we find mail upgrades.
But we get a better reward for that, and some of the animations are amazing for that one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, nothing on Maze Race. It looks like definitely nothing on Library Bookshelf as well.
There's 10 arrows. A lot of 10 arrows so far we've seen here. And just a piece of heart at the back of the tavern. JTB can give us a lumberjack check. See if we need to kill Aga 1 for an item here. Survey says no, we have 20 rupees.
Yeah, so a lot of junk so far. Chicken coop here. Synack will check that. Just a big red rupee. JTB's heading to do the Lost Woods checks, which Synack will probably do after rounding out Kakariko. I'm sure we'll see JTB take the opposite way and come down to Kakariko next. This is not something that's totally uncommon. Actually, I like this play from Synack. And JTB finding the powder in the mushroom spot.
Yeah, Synack going to farm some bombs here at the bombable hut here in Kakariko. A place that many runners may not know about, but yeah, you can get some free bombs. You spend 1 and you can, keep on farming these and don't have to worry about bombs for a little bit. Especially in a sea like this where it looks like we're going to need, we have nothing so far. Like, literally, other than the powder, we have found nothing of value.
Some of you may know this. JTB, his stream looks a little more saturated. I believe we're seeing, I think Chloe mentioned it in chat, that JTB is running on a cart and capture card combination. So kind of a little bit of an old school feel. I really like that.
both our runners are going to be in the well at the same time here. Doesn't mean they're going to find anything of value because, again, so far we have found not much. Never mind, there's power gloves.
That's our first item of note. Besides the powder can lead to something. Could lead to something on Powder Bat last night called a match that had a triple fetch quest chain leading to a required item. So certainly within logic here. We could see some nasty logic here, but could see some kind logic too.
So one thing I noticed, JTB did not have bombs, so he did not bomb the back of the well. He's going to go look for, probably buy some bombs here from the shop. As Synack does, check out the Blind's Hut, gets a sword, but other than that, I mean, the sword's nice, but looks like, yeah, not much else other than sword here.
It's going to be very interesting to see if JTB goes back to that well check. Probably will, right after doing this, just to round it up and make sure you don't leave any spare squares, as I like to say. So if you've ever used a tracker that has a map, it'll have the different locations all marked out, and when you leave something behind, it will, and you don't mark it, it will just leave that spot open. And really what you want to do as a runner is to minimize the number of spots you've got left open that are one-off locations to check. You kind of want to have efficiency in your routing and chest checking decisions.
Alright, so Synack's going to get this powder, going to drop down, probably save and quit here, and I would assume go towards the South Shore play. That seems the most logical way to go once you're done with the cat.
Yeah, that's usually what we see here. If you don't have, especially if you don't have like either of these runners will have any clear indication on where they go next. South Shore is almost always the play that we see from.
Yeah, we could see back to Escape also.
That's true. That's a possibility. But it is going to be South Shore, it looks like.
And JTB is going to go back for the back of the well. Also got another money so he can go to a bottle vendor and get ripped off and get 10 arrows from 100 rupees.
Alright, and Synack heading in to the dam here. Gets the flippers. Okay, that's good.
Yep, opens up some more checks for us in logic. I mean, these runners probably would have thought about fake flippering regardless, but now they don't have to. They have the flippers.
A little less dangerous. Don't have to worry about the fake flipper problem, where if you get hit while in the fake flipper state, it's normally in the regular version of this game, it would be a soft lock, and finding half magic as well.
More like a hard lock.
Oh yeah, hard lock, I guess you could say.
Kidding.
Probably would be more accurate, yeah. But for that reason, in the randomizer, we have it set up as a insta kill, just to prevent the hard locking, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference between soft locks and hard locks is like soft lock is if you fake flipper off of hobo and miss the pixel and you scroll the screen off, you eventually get a chance to save and quit. So that's kind of like a soft lock. You can save and quit at least. Hard lock, once you do that, the only way you can get out of it is by resetting your console.
Yes, and that's no fun. Nobody wants the hard lock. Oh, a lamp. Meal upgrade, red meringue, bombs.
So the lamp is a little bit of a requirement. Obviously, the logic will always dictate you need lamp. Some runners don't actually need it. You saw a lot of runners in the last week with the co-op all dungeons. They didn't always go for the lamp. If
Right.
they had fire out there, happy enough of that.
Right, and what that will do is they'll put lamp checks that, or things that you would need lamp to check into logic here. So for example, if you're Synack, you may now start to think, okay, I can go up the mountain and get the old man.
Yep, the Death Mountain is now, well, at least the Old Man and Spectral Rock is now in logic. But Synack obviously going to go to Hobo first. Those flippers could lead to something here.
Yeah, not a bad decision. Okay. Checking out some of these early locations that are one-offs that you don't really want to have to putz around with later.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't think I'd hear the word putts today in commentary, but here we are.
Every day is a new adventure, right?
Oh, yeah. Alright. Synack is going to go probably to Waterfall Ferry and then scout what's on Zora Ledge and grab something on Zora Ledge if it's needed. Otherwise, we're going to go save and quit and make our next move.
Yep, we've got a couple of options here. Obviously, we mentioned Escape and Death Mountain as being possibilities. If we find a bow here, we can go ahead and even clear out Eastern Palace.
Ooh.
Ooh!
I'd like the flipper play now because we have boots.
Yep, and that's within logic too, so that makes sense. That, I think, probably puts some more credence to maybe going up to Death Mountain and doing the checks, doing that Bonk Rocks check along the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you can also, well, of course, these runners are going to... Was that a bow? Yeah, that's a bow.
Yep. Well, that also changes things, because now Eastern is well within play.
Yeah, Eastern is now fully clearable, and if it's a crystal, we'll see that play done sooner than later. We still haven't seen a map check from either one of these runners, so we do not know if it's a pendant or crystal yet.
And there's an Ice Rod cave check. I don't think we saw that from Synack.
No,
I think
but it was only 20 rupees,
yep.
So...
Yep.
Not going to hurt Synack by putting that off.
Nope.
Alright, so JTB just going to follow us next. What's up here? We do see that green pendant at Desert, blue pendant at Eastern, and a crystal at Hera. So pendant Eastern makes the play a little less appetizing, but I think Synack's still going to make it because we got that bow for...
Right. That it certainly makes sense within the early logic that we've been able to read here, and to me, you never know. Maybe you go all the way back to Armos, and there's an item on the Armos Knights that you could really use.
Yeah, if Armos drops the Moon Pearl, which is definitely something that is possible just with this layout, with the lamp and boots already being lost. And that was weird, the fact that it didn't open on the first punk.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen that before. So Hospital's hut not really having a whole lot. And of course, with Green Pendant being Desert Palace, if we could find a way, and if we find a book hanging out somewhere here, Green Pendant plays also makes a lot of sense too. Could be something on Green Pendant turn-in.
Yeah, and the fact that we also, again, we have Lamp, Power Glove, and Boots, so if once we get into Desert Palace, we can full clear it. Synack making the Pendant Eastern play, and this is the play I do like right now. We have the items here, we can full clear it, even though it is a pendant, it's still 3 items in here, and early logic may dictate that Armos might be able to drop something. Of course, when we find all 3 items before finding Armos, we'll probably not complete this dungeon at the moment.
I think that makes sense. I think that's a smart decision. Really, at this point, you wouldn't need to complete it unless you got Pedestal as a possibility.
Yeah.
If you find all 3 items, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't complete the dungeon depending on when I found those 3 items. So JTB did do his map check after he saw where the bow was, so he's gonna probably prep accordingly. He may not do Eastern at this point because it is a pendant, but we shall see. And compass and map first 2 checks, so Armos will have an item.
Yes, indeed. So we will see the clear here from Synack. Probably, if he's been keeping track of things in his mind, he knows that he's got 3 items here, and one of them's on Armos Knight. So
yeah, we're killing Armos Knights here for sure now. JTB is going to do Bonk Rocks. Gets a bottle, so now we can go to Sick Kid and get an item from him. But JTB looks like it's going to go to Back of Escape first. First item in Eastern is just a pack of bombs.
It's going to mean vanilla Big Key location, too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a real nice Eastern Palace. Really well laid out. The sarcasm is oozing.
Oh, yeah. It's the dream. Hashtag.
More like the nightmare.
Hashtag dream. Ooh.
Alright, Back of Escape. Bugnet, another mail upgrade, the red mail, and a map, so Front of Escape's going to have all the items and the key.
We're going to get a save and quit there. Of course, not having that key means that you can't go backwards to go to Dark Cross.
Yeah, JTB is actually going to make that escape play first. I think he's making this because the fact that Eastern's pendant. He's going to just say that Bo's a little bit of a red herring at the moment and clear out the castle first.
All right.
Synack does have to be a little careful. Synack does have to be a little careful here with down to 1 heart.
Oh yeah. Because this next room too, not necessarily the big chest room, but the one that follows with the Igors.
Is he just?
And the snakes in it.
All right.
That's
Of
great.
course, you're going to get some fairies before you do it.
Actually, nice to get to see that. We don't normally get to see that too often. A lot of people
9-year-old me
forget.
Those fairies.
Ooh, Cannon Burner.
Yeah, Cannon Burner's a nice find. Good little invincibility upgrade.
Yeah, half magic plus Cannon Burner means pretty easy clear of blind fight, no matter what you've got.
Yeah. It's probably the best use for Burna, other than, logically needed for Spike Cave.
Spike Cave or Laser Bridge.
Oh, there's the book that
Ooh.
we were thinking about, so now Desert's open.
Yeah, that's a nice find. We have literacy. JTB can read now.
Again, that is Green Pendant Desert. Let's see what is in Zelda sell. I believe this has to be an item here. I didn't. Oh, so Small Keys and Dark Cross. So we don't have to go to Dark Cross at all. JTB, I don't know if you realize it doesn't have to go to Dark Cross here. The logic will never put the Small Key here.
Yep, he's gonna save and quit, knowing that.
Synack with the medium speed Armos fight gets just a piece of heart. So Eastern Palace, other than that Kena Burnout, which isn't really much, was a big. And JTB is looking a little better right now.
Yep, certainly looking not too bad for JTB with that book. It's definitely could be bow bait there.
Yeah, and JTB is going to go straight to Desert here instead of going to Eastern. Which makes sense because he hasn't been to Sahasha yet, and Desert is Green Pendant and completable, so you might as well just knock it all out at once.
Yeah, that's not actually too bad of a play here. A little more efficient routing-wise, if you can do it.
We see nothing on the Desert ledge, just bombs. So next going to mirror JTB's last few plays here, maybe, and if it does, might lead Synack back on the right track, which could be done.
Yes, indeed.
It's a small key here, so I don't know what he's trying to do here. But it's not going to work. Alright, first item in Desert Palace. Just a piece of heart. So the boots are hard locking the rest of this dungeon, it looks like.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of key up here. And it's a small key, so we'll go to the right.
Yep, that'll lead us to the big key. And if it does lead to the second item, we don't have to worry about anything else. Just go right to the boss and get the green pendant. And one check that we can make while we're here in Desert is the Agena Cave check.
Always a crowd favorite. There's that big key.
Yep, a little vanilla big key action for us here.
That's 2 dungeons, Rambler, we've had that big key's been in its usual spot.
So it's going to come across this book here in the next room here. We'll see if there's an item here in the big chest for GTB. Survey says no. Big. So we're still going to kill Lambo because of that green pendant. Sahasha could have our Moon Pearl here. But I'm thinking of what else left to check. Other than turning green pendant and checking the Venus Cave and an old man and doing Spec Rock, we're running out of items and we need help. No Moon Pearl, no hammer, and not even a sword or a cape to get to Agate Tower.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of making me think that we'll find something here on one of these remaining checks, is simply because of the fact that, as you mentioned, Rambler, we really don't have a lot of the things that we would even need to go to do Agri 1 right now. So there's something that's got to pop up here relatively quickly and give us a clue on where we need to go next.
Yeah, if we had Master Sword or a cape already, I would say yes, this might be an Agassi, but we don't have the Moon Pearl, so it only works if Moon Pearl's on Pyramid Ledge.
We get the feeling we're going to find the Moon Pearl here pretty quickly. One of the remaining locations. Just a hunch.
The next, we're on his way to the desert. And it's not Moon Pearl yet. Hookshot probably makes the most sense because it does unlock full 8 items on each session. Alright, JTB, let's see how well he knows his NMG Lamo fight.
And we do have a Vigina check here first from Synack. Don't know quite what it's going to be yet. Going to take the bomb and just walk up to the wall, and it's going to get the mirror.
Alright, that opens up Hera. I would have to imagine JTB will be checking that right after he's done with this Lamo fight. And JTB takes the last bit of Lamo down. And acquires the green pendant here. So we're in a scenario where we can defeat all 3 light world dungeons. If Hera was the other pendant, the Moon Pearl on Pedestal Dream would have been alive. However,
yeah,
Hera is not, so that dream is long gone.
That is true. That's what it would have screamed to me as well. Rambler was like,
oh yeah,
there's something on Ped. Just go complete all the dungeon. Go pull Ped. Don't even have to check it. Something's there.
I've only seen probably like 2 or 3 seeds ever where all, like, since they randomized the pendants and crystals like 5 years ago or 3 years ago, that all 3 light world dungeons were pendants. It's never the Moon Pearl on Pedestal. I think I've only seen it once ever.
Right.
Like a Twitch clip. Alright, so JTB gonna head up the mountain. Again, we have Old Man, we have both arms of Spec Rock now, and we have Hera that we can flip clear, which is a crystal. Will be our first crystal. Also, does this feel a little bit more like an MG run right now? We got early bow, early boots, early book, we have everything. I mean, Synack is literally doing an MG run right now.
You are actually quite right here. This feels odd. It feels like, hey, go do all the early dungeons.
And we only have Fighter Sword.
Yeah. And we'll probably get Moon Pearl here or something. No, we'll get Shovel.
Now we can dig up all those money trees. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong game. And Synack is not going to go for the green pendant. He gets to set 2 items and says, nope, I'm good. I already cleared 1 pendant dungeon out. I'm good on the other one. Yeah. Probably going to take that mirror, go straight up. And there's Titan's Mitts, so one more piece of the puzzle here. Titan's Mitts on top of Spec. And that 300 rupees is actually kind of appealing, and I might make a play for that after Hera's done, just so we can get Zora knocked out. Or close to Zora money. We get a Dark World. Check Pot. Pot is the other pendant. Nice bow. And 5-6 crystals are Thieves and Skull. Alright, so we're hammer away from pedestal access. And Moon Pearl, obviously, but you know.
And just Ether. A little piece of love, yeah.
Ether is not having anything for us. Synack is going to check Lumberjack now. We already know it's just 20 rupees. Now, I'm not saying that the pedestal is going to be required. I'm not saying that. But if it is, it could be a lot of things right now. And it could be like an early, like, you need like a hook shot to open a lot of the seat up. It's a possibility at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that we could check, and for those wondering about the pedestal seed, Ped's still not dead.
Oh, Ped is super alive right now. The fact that all we need is hammer and moon pearl, and we can pull the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, we can also do a lot of other things with. I mean, once we get hammer, that opens up most of the dark world at this point, along with moon pearl.
Yep, there's ether.
There's ether, but that doesn't help us right now. Is this going to be a shuffle play, I guess? I mean, we still have one more item left here in Hera.
It'd be the second shuffle play I've seen in the last 24 hours. But yeah, possibility.
It's a small piece, so basement's a possibility. We'll see if we see a dungeon item, or if we see the second item on Troll Run here. Yeah, checkerboard pearls again, another play that we can see here. If we find the flute, that's a typical lineup for a checkerboard moon pearl, which is one of my favorite places to put moon pearl.
I don't think we've seen Sick Kid yet either.
No, we have not. JTB got that shovel, that bottle. Synack does not have it yet. It's at Bonk Rocks. And just a compass, so Hera Basement has an item for us.
That's the dream. That's what everybody loves to see.
Now with the mirror, I think this is an easy. Just get this done because there's a high probability of this item being sold. Yeah, you can mirror out. Grab that 300 rupees. At least I would. I don't know if JCB is actually going to make that 300 rupee play.
Yeah, it would be nice to have just for maybe routing Zora at some point here.
Zora could very well have our moon pearl here, and that 300 rupees is one of the easier ways to. It's a lot easier than farming a ton of rupees.
Yeah, and one of the things to keep in mind, for those who might not know about this, the game doesn't really take into account rupee placements as far as Zora having an item or not. It assumes logically that you will farm for rupees if you don't have enough and you need to go to Zora.
Yeah, there's scenarios where you actually would have to farm at Blind Hut in order to get the rupees to get a required item. Like if you get flippers but not glove, Blind Hut might be the only place where you can farm rupees. Alright, Hera Basement play for JTB. We find just a piece of heart, so that's not the play either, and he's mirroring out, so I believe that means he might grab that 300.
And he's going back in, and he's going back out.
Alright, maybe we stick about the song Squeeze Box, and it goes in and out and in and out.
I don't think that's Roger Daltrey playing Randomizer tonight.
Alright, so JTB going to go grab that 300 and then save and quit, and well, we're running out of places to. And Synack barely hangs on through the last phase of the moment fight gets him down. And JTB gonna go to King's Tomb, which is a new check that's opened up to us with that Titan Smith.
I like this. This makes some sense given that we have access to it now.
And there's
yeah.
So there's our Dark World access. And JTB thinking about it, but I think he's gonna go this way because he has to go to CAC anyway to get access to the Dark World at this point.
That was it was a good call there by JTB to go check that.
JTB not gonna do well. He could do Sick Kid. he has the mirror, so he can route the kid in while checking these down. So.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make the extra trip down there.
So it looks like he is going to Skullwoods first. Check the front chest here.
Yeah,
This is a play I make this play all the time.
Yeah, I see this quite a bit as well. It's become fairly popular. I would say in like the past couple of ALTTPR tournaments and leagues and whatnot, I've seen a lot more people making this decision rather than going into Village of Outcasts and doing first 4 there.
So just joining us, we see that JTB does have a slight lead here. However, the main difference in that is that Synack had better early game routing, but did Pendant Eastern, which had nothing. JTB did also do Pendant Desert, which had nothing. But the Green Pendant hasn't turned in yet.
Right, Synack's gonna go get that big 300 as well. I think probably thinking the same thing that we were discussing with JTB. You know, just a little bit of cash. Make sure you got enough for Zora if you need to go check it.
Yeah, they both did it after her, which I think was the proper routing play. And JTB gonna go check the pedestal while we're here. So if you really want your pedestal hype, here you go. JTB is gonna answer your question right now.
Not a bad decision.
Yeah, especially because he already has Desert done. But it's just couch cash.
Oh well. Perhaps another race chat we'll you so desire and see a pet seed.
I'll have more flashbacks to the last race I commentated, which was Mystery Week with the hammer on there.
I always get whenever I think about pet seeds, I always get flashbacks to Andy's GDQX run where he did that, and his go mode item was on pedestal, and he had to go do a whole bunch of stuff they hadn't done.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm not gonna knock off some loose ends here. Checking Iceron Cave, doesn't get what he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get the King's Tomb, so.
I think he'll end up there eventually.
Yeah.
He might be going to Zora first.
He's going to Zora now, yeah.
And our friend the Water Walk making it a little bit easier because we get to dash over there instead.
Yeah, except that it stops right there because you hit shallow water. Alright, I haven't been keeping track really of the items here in Skull. I don't think we've found an item yet. We must have found one item because we've got the compass left. Checked everything, so there must have been an item in Skull, but I did not see what it was.
I think it was just a piece of heart in the one of the chests.
JTB then go scout the bumper cave ledge here. As Zord gives 10 arrows for 500 rupees. Just a boomerang on the bumper ledge. We will not need that.
Right. I mean, you may prefer it over Red Meringue because it does do a lot of the things that Red Meringue does with a little less lag, but you're not going to go out of your way to get it.
You can't instead of delete, splash delete with the blue boomerang. Yes, I know we have the flippers already. I'm not talking about that right now. Alright, Synack probably... Oh, nope, he's not going to King's Tomb just yet. Let me go to Sick Kid first. JTB gonna finish off the Village of Outcasts before heading to Thieves Town. Thieves Town is fully completable, of course.
And we get the small shield for JTB. And Sick Kid rewards you for giving him a bottle with a nice red 20. And JTB about to go get that as well.
Yep. Mirror right in front of Sick Kid, which was a play we figured he would make. I don't think he's checked the chest game yet.
Right. Have not. He's kind of doing a reverse clockwise loop here, so we'll get that probably next.
Yeah, and then go into Thieves Town.
So next, shovel.
do the shovel play here. He might end up last location in this Moon Pro.
He's gonna shovel dash for us.
Yeah,
All that for a piece of heart.
You know, JTB does enter Thieves Town. Crystal Dungeon, 4 items in here. There is 1 item that is locked by the hammer. Hopefully we won't need to come back here with the hammer to get that 1 item.
Yeah, especially if it's a required item, you never want to have to come back here just to have that.
Synack finally going to go to King's Tomb. This will be his Moon Pro. And I'm pretty sure this is almost last location. Maybe, Saha. He didn't do Sahashla yet. That was the only other location left.
Yeah, he finds it, gives us a happy slash. So
yeah, that was a real happy slash.
He is thrilled that he's got the Moon Pearl. Just super happy
Yes.
to have it now.
All right, 2 items in front of Thieves Town, so got a 50-50 chance of an item being locked behind the hammer here. So I'm gonna go scout the Lurk World, get that dungeon info. JTB going to almost get gun pencil, but unfortunately missed it by a little bit. But still a very fast hellway. And Synack is going to go front of Skull Woods just like JTB did.
So let's see here. Let's see what we find up in the sunroom here. Anything value? No, this piece of heart.
The interesting thing about that chest in this key layout, I'm not sure how exactly it works, but there's a chance, depending on the small key, where the small key is, that that item is hammer locked by logic. Whoever's just a piece of heart, so no worries about that right now.
And there's map.
Alright, so small key is locked by itself, so we don't have to come back here at least, and blind will have our last item.
Yep, it's always a relief when you get that. You know it's not the small key, so it's like, okay, I don't have to worry about it because blind cannot have the small key. So if we cross this off the list, we can abandon this big chest and never, ever, ever come back.
Yeah, and this also means that hammer is locking the blind here by logic. So that means the hammer in Pyramid Fairy Dream is dead.
But it does actually give us some interesting decisions here on where do we go next, as far as things to check and maybe even dungeons, because we're really ooh,
Master Sword.
yes indeed.
So to answer Chloe Power in chat, yes, that was something good, but there wasn't a lot of info with that.
Yep. Though I'm gonna throw it out there. What if the hammer's on the pyramid?
Yeah, that's a possibility. But I think it's easier to get to the pyramid than Pyramid Fairy. Because we do have the flippers, so we can easily get to the pyramid.
Right. That's true. I'm just trying to play through possibilities in my head where we would still have to go do Aga because this game hates
I'm pretty sure Agnes is now dead with the
yeah,
with the realization that Pyramid Fairy can't have hammer.
right.
So Quake Medallion at the digging game.
Indeed. Yeah, we are still we can get into Ice Palace, but we can't get past the first room because we don't have anything to kill the Freezors with.
Yeah, no fire run, no bombs yet.
We're seeing the Smith chain here, or part of the Smith chain at least what we can do.
Yeah, we're gonna return to Smith and we're gonna do the purple chest. We can't do hammer pegs. We could technically do the magic bat here.
Yep.
And magic bat quick hammer, which is always a fun place to put hammer. And you get a nice little 100% return on investment there from the blacksmith. They're a lot more generous than Zora and the model vendor. No, JTB's not going to check Magic Bat right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say, nope, thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to go ahead and just take this chest home.
Yeah, because you might as well, because that's just one check and you just lose out on a lot of stuff. Like, now he's going to be able to do Stumpy, K45, and Hype Cave along this route.
Great. He'll also be able to get the shovel if he wants to.
Yeah, we already know that's those keys aren't done.
Yep. He doesn't.
He will soon. 300 rupees. Not gonna grab that because, well, I mean, he hasn't checked Zora yet.
Yeah, Bomba's tablet, chat pointing out as well, is certainly a possibility that you can finish that up and just go ahead and wrap up a bunch of one-off locations here. That's actually very nice, very efficient routing.
Yeah, Bomba's tablet's one of my favorite troll locations in the entire game. Whenever something good's there, because it's a place I used to check early on, and a lot of people might put it off, but obviously it makes sense to route it in here. And we're going to see a little glitcheration here on JTB side. If you leave the chest anywhere in the Dark World, it doesn't matter where it is, really, as long as it's on the screen in the Dark World. If you mirror next to the thief in the desert, he will give you the item no matter what, just like you turn in the purple chest.
It's a lot faster because you can boot and don't have to worry about dropping the chest.
Yep. You do it as long as you have the iframes after mirroring.
I never know how people find these things out, but it's always a joy to see new tech discovered like that.
It's Kern. It's 100% Kern.
Yeah. When in doubt, it's either use a Hierarch or Kern.
Yeah, usually in Kern. Those are the two that find all these glitches. Every glitch that's been found in the past year or so, most of them have been one of those two. Meanwhile, Bomb was established just a heart container. And now we're probably going to see Hype Cave here on JTB side. After giving her a box, of course.
Of course, the mirror bonk discovered by each and every one of us when we were 9 years old playing this game.
Yeah, that's not a glitch.
Hype Cave, though, looks like is where JTB's heading next, which
yeah,
logical play.
And also, yeah, we can jump in the water, go all the way to the pyramid, go to Catfish. And there's Hookshot, first from the center of the sky in Hype Cave. So that opens up all Death Mountain.
Well.
And Death Mountain might be the play I would go to next, but I think JTB's going to still just finish off this route that he's on right now because it's a lot faster.
Yeah, it also gets more of these checks out of the way, so might as well. I believe we'll give that a clank out of 10.
While Synack's on his way to get his Quick Medallion. Again, just mirroring JTB's footsteps, these two have been pretty much following each other, other than the fact that Synack did Easter Palace. And that JTB killed Ammo. Just the bombs on the side of the pyramid.
Now here's where it could get interesting. Synack's already been up to do. I think Synack was the one that went up to do Zora, right?
Synack did Zora. So JTB could do Zora, but it says on do Pod.
Right. Could route up to do Catfish Zora play following Pod here.
This actually looks like some cashing that green pendant first. Little interesting placement for that mirror, but getting it done nonetheless. And it's just dual green rupees on our side. So we also going to do back of Sahab here. It's not going to be anything.
Yep. So yeah, JTB has not gone into Eastern Palace yet. We haven't seen anything.
And he's going to save
on
a
that side.
So he's not going to do Pod. He's going to do probably Death Mountain here.
Yeah, I can't really. Yep, Mountain Cave. Can't really blame him.
Yeah, it's
not a bad play.
So
got a whole bunch of stuff you check.
So this is a check that JTB put off for now. And it is just a piece of heart, so no need to come back here. Now, Synack's going to miss out on some of the other checks that JTB's done. However, none of those checks are worth anything. However, he will miss out on that hook shot at Hype Cave for now. And JTB going to go to the Dark World and see the mirrors here. Yeah.
Smart play.
So he's got 7 checks Paradox, he can do Spiral Cave, he can go back up, do Hookshot Cave, do Super Bunny Cave, open the front of T-Rock possibly. Can't do anything with T-Rock unless we find some area.
Yeah, he'll at least be able to find what the front of T-Rock is, or at least what the requirement to get to the front of T-Rock is. If we don't find the hammer, obviously can't open that up yet, but could we get a little bit of intel?
We're going to find the hammer right here, or the Fire Rod.
Well, Fire Rod's kind of the same thing. You can hit stuff with it.
Hey, Pyramid Fairy's open now. Except we don't. It's not going to be the hammer.
I kind of feel like as far as go mode items go, hammer's one of the ones that's kind of pesky because just it locks so much, which is it's a blessing and a curse. The curse part is it locks so much, but it also means that all of those hammer lock locations are not where the hammer is. So you can kind of, if it's your go mode item, you can kind of start to remove those from the equation.
Now, hammer can now be in back of Skull Woods though, and then you could go turn the Pyramid Fairy. Now Synack is going to go take a long way around the Dark World. He's going to eventually get to the Hype Cave, get the hook shot. Well, Super Bunny Cave, just a bottle and money, so nothing of value for JTB here. We're going to go to Hookshot Cave, 4 items in there, and then Mirror, Scout, Floating Island. Well, Scout T-Rock first. It's Ether, we have that. Scout Floating Island now. Just bombs.
Nice job taking care of those dead rocks. And into Hookshot Cave we go.
Yep. And if the Hookshot Cave also lets the Spiral Cave, unless we find the hammer. We find Vamos, so we now have all 3 medallions. And now the hammer in Ice Palace Dream is now alive. I heard you like bad seeds. What do you think is worse, hammer and ice or hammer and first chest swamp?
Oh, jeez, both of those are pretty nasty. I don't know which one I'd rather see at this point. I kind of feel like they both would be equally bad.
Because Because we might be heading down that route right now. I mean, Hammer Pod is also a possibility, but that's, I think, less bad. Not by much, but it's still pretty, like, it's still less bad. Alright, so JTB gonna go probably do Skullwoods here. He has the fire rod.
I feel like that makes the most sense. You want to kind of knock these dungeons out as you can do them. Get these things cleared off the map. And it's just a lot easier, especially when you're starting to plan your routing out for mid to late game.
The one good thing about finding all the medallions before finding Flute is that once you do find Flute, you know you can do Mire no matter what. So it's not one of those scenarios where, you know, you have 2 medallions and there's a 66% chance of go mode. No. We have a 100% chance of go mode. if Flute's the go item.
And we're still at least 4 items away from go mode.
Yeah, we still need...
Ice Rod, Hammer, Flute, Candace to Mario.
Yeah, 4 items for sure. And I'm sure these runners will appreciate finding a 3rd sword. They don't need it, but they'd appreciate it.
No. That, or if you stumble across silver somewhere, would certainly be nice.
If you talk to most players, if you ask them, would you rather do a Master Sword with silvers or a Tempered Soloist? Most 90%, 95 to 100% of runners would say they'd rather do a Tempered Soloist.
Can't say I disagree with them.
Alright, JTB entering the Mothula fight here. Mothula might have the last item, otherwise it's in the arena chest here. Swamp, and that's Skull. And very nice Master Sword kill with the Fire Rod by JTB. And Mothula drops the other item, unfortunately just 1 rupee.
Yes, indeed. Finding the most important green rupee in all of the land.
Alright, now let's see where JTB goes to next. Coming back to the CAC portal. So it might be a graveyard ledge check, perhaps?
That's a possibility. It's one of those locations that if you... Oh, no. Yeah, maybe. It's a nice location to get out of the way if you can. Simply because it's something that you usually... It becomes like a late game check where you're just...
And there's a bonus to this, because you have the flippers, you can also easily route in Cafe Zora after this. So this is actually really... Oh, never mind, he's going to... gonna do the magic bet first, looks like.
Spend all this time like discussing strategy and be like, oh yeah, that's a smart play, and then it's just, you know, I'm gonna go do something else. Okay, JTB.
Still do that after this.
Oh yeah, so it's not in vain.
I believe Synack's taking the long way to check the pedestal here. Or the long way to get to the portal. He might have made a wrong turn in Haverville or something.
Yeah. They do call it the Lost Woods for a reason.
Now Synack's going to the correct way to the portal. And now JTB is going to go do the graveyard ledge check here.
Yeah, this is probably for Synack, I assume, finishing out Skullwoods. That is a good read there as well, Rambler. This is going to be Graveyard Ledge, probably into Catfish Sora.
You know what item I want to see right now? I want to see the flute. Make the build fire. You know, that's always fun.
Nope. It's just a piece of heart.
Vanilla.
It's not a whole heart. It's kind of like just a piece because, like that item, we're slightly heartbroken. It's not the flute.
Yeah, JTB with the mirror box. Not even a mirror box, 1-1. Or is JTB on both of them? I don't remember. JTB's on both of them. He's 2-0 mirror box. And Synack getting wall mastered.
All part of the plan.
Aren't you manip? JTB is going to go over Catfish. Going to do Zora right after this. You already know Zora doesn't have anything, but we have not seen Catfish yet. Will one fish reward another fish?
Or is he going to be a jerk? He's already got the mirror out. He's ready.
Well, Synack is going to go to the pedestal. We already know it's just Couch Cash. And jerk. And then we're going to go to the other fish and bigger jerk. At least Catfish gives you something for free. You go with a Zora, give him 500 dollarinos, and you get 10 arrows.
These are fine, artesian, handcrafted arrows. Made from the finest regions of Hyrule.
He's a big...
Crafted by mastersmiths.
He's more of a capitalist scum than Tom Nook.
This Tom Nook gives you a house.
I mean, 0% interest is 0% interest is really nice, but I think it's setting a bad example for our future. Like, imagine people, like kids who are 6 years old playing Animal Crossing now, 20 years later. What do you mean I have to pay you extra money for this ward?
I went to the store and bought these turnips. Can I have some money? Anyways, Synack is now taking on Mothula, who is decidedly not going to let you stay here. He gets his $1, and more importantly, the crystal.
Alright, now JTB, continuing with his hashtag good routing, is going to go to the Palace of Darkness now. Which, if this is on the hammer, I think it's going to be either Ice or Swamp, and yeah.
That's the no fun zone.
Yeah. Of course, we could find food in here and have to fly away, come back later, all that fun stuff. But hold all tickets. JTB gonna do Pendant Eastern first, so that Synack's little adventure early on is gonna not cost them as much as we thought it would. But JTB's gonna go full clear this now. There is a slight difference here. JTB has the hook shot, so it'll be a little faster.
So that little bit of time that Synack lost here, maybe it looks like JTB is about to kind of even it up with what I would presume would be an Eastern Palace clear, knowing that there's an item on Armos.
Clear. Yeah, I believe both of ours are going to be pretty much even again at this point. Might get into a play of which bad dungeon do you do first? Which one has the hammer?
So it really becomes a question now of we're seeing our runners kind of do double back and do checks that the other runners done. And of course, they don't know it. We know it because we get to see both of them, and they don't. They don't have that knowledge. But now it really becomes a question of where to next.
Yep. Well, Synack does. Well, Synack's going to probably do pyramid first and then go to pod. So once Synack goes into pod, that'll be the first new checks we see. However, it is a good time to point out that if you guys enjoy what you like to see on your screen, you can go ahead and give our runners a follow.
Yes, indeed. And our friendly SpeedGaming links are right there for both Synack and JTB. Yeah, make sure to give them a follow. They're both really cool folks.
Oh yeah, for sure. Synack, definitely one of the hardest working men behind the scenes, putting together Sahashabot, and we love to poke fun at him because of that. Honestly, he's definitely one of the hardest working guys there is. JTB, relatively new to the rando scene. Plays a lot of games on his stream. But he picked up the rando about a year ago and could become a pretty good runner. So, I mean, made it to the playoffs. He got carried by JP and Willard, but let's not talk about that. But look at this. He's going to quick kill Armos. That's how good he is. Synack, the first of our runners into Palace of Darkness. JTB knows as independent, so he mirrors out.
I like that. That's a smart play by a runner that's keeping track of everything.
Yeah, you know Pedestal's dead, you know you don't need dependent, so save time in the cutscene. And
Hey!
first chest and bots the flute. I called it. I love it.
Well, we were certainly bow locked, but the good news was we weren't flute locked anymore.
I didn't see if JTB actually went to get the flute. We're gonna just guess to the right side. Both our runners in the same room here. This is what I'd like to see in a rando race. Yeah, I figure both these runners, once they're done in here, assuming they don't fight Hammer, will immediately both turn the flute in and activate it and go to the Mario.
Yeah, we're at 102.38, and we're pretty much tied up at this point. When you take a look at everything, it's one room apart, one or two rooms apart, really. And this is definitely a reason why you can't really count anyone out early unless there's like a tremendous mistake or like a hard reset or something. But yeah, a lot of times you get this separation and one person might be ahead and can they get a convergence back?
Ooh,
hey,
Red Cane and Pod.
So Synack hasn't seen that yet, so...
And JTB with the play of leaving now, and probably going to go full clear Meyer right now.
Interesting.
We will see if that's going to hurt JTB in the long run or not. I don't think there was any harm in full clearing the dungeon at this point.
Nope. It could certainly be a situation where if there's something deeper within Palace of Darkness, this could be a mistake that JTB won't be able to come back and check for a while. Because once you got that cane, once you got that flute cane, you're probably thinking, like you said, Rambler, Mystery Mire might be the play.
Okay. Like, obviously, you think Meyer might have the hammer here, but if you're Synack, I mean, we now know after checking all this that
he's gonna mirror out too.
Do Dark Maze.
Oh,
right?
No. Yeah, he's gonna go do Dark Maze. I think it's a situation where if you kind of have been keeping track of your items and you find like the last thing in here, you can go ahead and mirror out. But, you definitely want to make sure that you're not orphaning something here. Because this is not a pleasant place to come back to later looking for your
I don't know why JTB is checking that because we have all 3 medallions.
What's reflexes?
And he just locked the other chest.
Oh.
If Synack finds the hammer in here, this is going to be a huge boon for Synack.
Nope. On 300.
Oh, we found a mushroom. Interesting.
There's the big key. Yeah. What's in the big chest?
And big key pretty much had to be there, and it's a 50-50 between this hammerless item or having a map. It's the map, so Helma has the last item. Now, it's still better for Synack, I think, because he now knows he has the big key. All he has to do is come back here with the hammer and kill Helm. JTB still has to go in and find that big key.
Yes.
So he left early, but, I mean, did he really save time by leaving early at this point?
Not entirely.
Oh, it is a pendant. I guess that is true.
Yeah.
It is a pendant spot, so he doesn't have to go back at all. It's true. I completely forgot his pendant.
Right.
So maybe JTB's a genius. We don't know.
Could be a necessary item on Helmus or
Ice Run.
Yeah.
That's the last item it could be. It could only be the Ice Run.
Right. You know, I've seen weirder things happen. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that qualifier when the hook shot was there? Because hookshot and pendant pod with the pendant swamp is always what you want to see in the seed. So we don't have a pendant swamp here, so we don't have to worry about it. And we have hookshot already. Never mind, I'm just rambling. Now you know where I got my name from.
I was gonna say, it's what you do.
I'm from New York and I ramble. Whoa, how'd you come with your name? Let me think about that for a second.
Alright, but JTB checking that first chest. It's not the God Mire, it's going to be the map, so...
Well, it could still be the Godmire, but we still need to find a hammer, so that's why we're here, really. I mean, yeah, there's a crystal here we can get, but we want the hammer. Now, what we really like to see is the Ice Rod first. That would be great. So you find the Ice Rod first, we can go mode a lot of dungeons.
Yeah, if you want to go fast, that's what you want to find.
Yeah, when you find hammer, this turns into an Ice Rod hunt, and I know how much everybody loves Ice Rod hunts.
They are a time-honored tradition in the rando race community. It's like the 7th inning stretch in baseball. You know, you just have a long tradition of Ice Rod go mode and Ice Rod being somewhere stupid.
You want it to be with the knowledge. When you find a small key in that map chest, there is a 100% chance of the big key being vanilla. Did you know that?
I think I did, and then I forgot about that. But it's always good to remember that.
Yeah, that's one of the few logic quirks that I do know. Like when the small key is in the map chest, the big key 100% of the time will be for that.
Both owners now in Misery Mire. And JTB a little bit further ahead, having come in here first, having also decided not to do the full clear of Path of Darkness once found that Cane of Smart.
Yeah, once he found that cane and flute, he was just like, you know what? This is something semi to Mire. Let's just go straight there. Alright, we still haven't seen an item yet here in Misery Mire. JTB just got that big key, about to get the arena chest here. And then he can go get the compass chest, get the big chest, and see if he finds the hammer. Uh-oh, Synack.
Oh.
He ran out of health. He got the blue screen of death.
Yep. The baby blue screen of death.
Alright, I didn't see if there's an item in the compass chest there. Just a blue rupee. So we're gonna go Viddy. Now, Viddy here is not going to be the most free of fights. Only Master Sword, regular arrows, no cape, no hammers, so it's going to be spins and wooden arrows.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting here. I was talking about this last night. It's always very interesting to see how, dependent upon both the items that you have and just your own personal preferences, how you handle the Viddy fight. There's a lot of freedom based on your even with a limited amount of items like we have right now. We don't quite have the full capacity to do Viddy as we please, but there's a lot of different options here for the runners to decide how they want to do this.
JTB attempted to do a little spooky action there, but missed the setup by a little bit, I believe. So I had to go do it out of the way. I'm gonna powder the anti-fairy here, get a full bar of health, full 12 heart, and we'll see what strat he implores here. It looks like it's gonna be just slashes, okay. You just gotta watch out for when Viddy shoots the lightning bolt here. You're gonna take 2 hearts of damage. I mean, red mail does make it a little easier to tank these hits, but already down to 6 hearts. Already lost half his health. I got some of the eyes down, but now Viddy's gonna shoot that lightning bolt a little more often, and you're down to 2 hearts.
Yeah, even with the red mail, this is still a pretty difficult fight.
Alright, got all the eyes, small eyes down. Now the big eye is going to be no problem. The arrows.
Yep. 8 arrows into the big eye. There we go.
That was a little scary, but got it done. And just a heart container, so still no hammer. Alright. I mean, my mind says check ice first because there's more checks before the hammer. As with Icebreaker, it's a lot easier. Swamp, there's only 1 check you can do without the hammer.
Yeah, I feel like without that hammer, ice is kind of the smarter decision here. Maybe we'll see a flute over to 8.
Mushroom
go
first.
2. Mushroom, yeah. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, Swamp's slightly faster, even though you have to do the cutscene. But yeah, I seem to do the entire dungeon basically, other than with Icebreaker. When you miss 1 check upstairs, which, you know, if Ice Rod's in the icebreaker chest, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yep, Ice Palace going to be a play here from JTB. I like this. Makes sense. You can do more of this, and you can't obviously with Swamp Palace right now, so you have to. You might as well hedge your bets and hope it's in here.
Yeah, like you already know that the only way you get punished here is if exactly the one chest that you would icebreaker, like if Hammer is in here, but Ice Rod's also in here, and in that chest that is Hammer locked, with you icebreaker.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a difference here from Synack using Cannon Burner to help out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, JTB is not going for icebreaker, so he's going to orphan the big key chest as well.
In a little bit of trouble with the Stalfos. Kind of getting some flashbacks here from how I usually do this room. So,
Alright, so Synack is using the King of Burna, or use it with effects here. Being a little slower here with getting these eyes down, but a lot safer. JTB also, with that Cancel Mario, is not going to bomb jump here. So no tricks here in this Ice Palace. No Icebreaker or no Ice Palace bomb jump.
Been a while since I've actually seen Ice Palace where we haven't had one of those, at least.
99 out of 10 times lately, you see Icebreaker and Samaria. I guess there's one thing with JTB is that if he finds Hammer here eventually, he can always Icebreaker straight to the big key area to get those last couple checks that are knocked out. Like you can go to Wholesale first if you find. There it is, Hammer in the Ice Palace big chest.
Hello.
So now what JTB can do is, assuming he doesn't find all three items here, he can, once he beats Coles there, go back in and Icebreaker to the last two checks, to the last three checks actually on the right side.
And more importantly, Rambler, he can now finish off the dungeon.
Yeah. Ooh, Tempered Sword, that's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so we officially have ourselves the classic Ice Rod hunt. Buckle in. This might take a while.
I can see chat is loving this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful for them. They're so happy.
So I think the worst place the Ice Rod can be right now is on Helmasaur. Even worse than Laser Bridge.
Yeah, that I think for JTB, that's absolutely probably worst case scenario, because that means you're going back into a dungeon that you don't want to have to go back into, but it's not going to be fun.
Yeah. Now, best case scenario is obviously like early on in Swamp Palace.
Speaking of Icebreaker, though, Synack is setting it up.
Yeah. Now, what this is going to do is, if the Ice Rod is in the chest that's locked by Hammer up here, that'll hurt Synack, because he's going to orphan that check. JTB might still check that if he doesn't find the item here on Holds there. JTB using every fire round shot he had possible to take down Colts there. But it gets the third item anyway, just bombs. So we do not have to come back to Ice Palace. JTB found all three items.
Nice. And Synack on the very first try is going to get that icebreaker to work beautifully.
And I've been pretty wrong with where these runners are going next a lot of these times, but I'm fairly confident JTB's going to go to Swamp House now.
That would be the most logical decision for efficient routing.
Hey, I was right.
Yeah, makes sense. If you're JTB or Synack, you're gonna want to leave Turtle Rock as late as possible, just for minimizing the number of climbs you have to make up Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah. The question is, do you check Turtle Rock before pod or after pod? I think JTB might go back to pod first.
Yeah.
Once he has more things to check. Synack only has Helmets Arcade, so he might do TUR before doing pod. And another thing, do you do left side swamp?
Now that, I think both runners. I think if you're JTB going in here first, I think you kind of need to. Just because you do not want to orphan Ice Rod if it's over there.
You obviously go back first. You go to... but after that, I guess you go back in to do left side. And yeah, Pyramid Ferry is also a possibility to do after Swamp Palace here. Of course, now Pyramid Ferry is fully in logic. Now we have the hammer. Alright, first check of swamp, just a heart container.
5 items to go. For those wondering, Rando is built on the original Japanese 1.0 version, simply because there's a lot of glitches and whatnot that make what we can do with Rando a lot more possible. And I always like to say that the source of most of those glitches is the game doesn't like when you do 2 things at once, so it does weird things.
Map in the south chest here, so there will be at least one item on the left side here. Meanwhile, Synack again right behind JTB here, as I'd say ever since Synack went into Eastern early on, Synack has been right behind JTB, and they've been routing pretty strongly the entire race.
Yeah, they've actually been, especially later here, we've seen a lot of efficiency from them. And hey, there's Diver Down. A bomb set up.
Silvers.
Ooh, there's silvers.
Not exactly what we're looking for, but we will take that.
Yeah, you're never really looking for silvers, but it's always welcome. And there's a big key.
All right, so when we come back in, there will be a full 3 items we can check right away very easily. These, of course, Ice Rod is on Argus. Now, there's a note that JTB actually did the bomb setup for Diver Down, not the Samaria setup. Samaria setup is thought to be easier, but he did it first try with the bomb setup, so it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. There are 2 different setups for Diver Down, and there are actually 2 places that you can use it in Swamp Palace. Both that room, the Drowned Chest room. You can also use it in the room. The second time you have to flip the switch there to get the water to start flowing in. Normally when you do that, if you do that, you end up drowning the key, and that means you just have to veer back to the start and basically start the whole thing over again to get that to reset. But with
Ice Rod, we are in go mode.
Yeah, there we are.
1 hour, 23 minutes, and 7 seconds. JTB is the first to run Snake Go mode, and Synack will only be a couple of minutes behind. It's going to be just execution from here on out. And it's just TR and this seed, you know, not so long ago, we thought it might be a while, but, you know, with Ice Rod being in the most logical spot to check right after the Ice Battle.
Yeah, it's not over yet, too. JTB is going to go into GT with the lead, presumably, but just stopping over to get some safeties. Can't say I blame him. Always better to have some blue goo for the run through TR and Gauntlet. But yeah, it's, you know, GT, there's some routing decisions here that JTB and Synack will both have to make on where do you go first, you know? Obviously, where does the game let you go is a big part of that, but, you know, where do you go first as far as...
Well, the game's not letting you go anywhere as long as the rocks are blocking you.
Thankfully, this is an Randomizer, so we don't have to worry about dead rocks and GT.
Just use Quake. I love the, have you ever played Randomizer Bingo? One of the bingo spheres is kill dead rock.
Nice. I have not played that. That sounds fun. So I really feel like Rambler, when you look at where these two are, and Synack's going to go the more traditional route. Where these two are as far as their locations right now in the game, really the time difference seems to be that extra bit of time that Synack spent in pod just checking those final few locations.
It's part of that, and I think it's also part of JTB has slightly better execution.
That's true as well.
I mean, it's
picking up, yeah, second here, second there. You know, that does play out over time.
Yeah, the execution differences. It seems like this. The execution differences does add up, especially when it's as linear as the seed was. But definitely leaving pot early has come back to be the way for JTB to be 2 minutes ahead instead of 1 minute ahead, for instance. But yeah, that pod play is actually the play that's probably the difference at this very moment, more so than anything else.
He also had Synack did have that death. Had to go back to the start of Misery and Mire as well.
Yeah, he got a little trouble with Mire, which is part of the execution differences.
Yeah, but of course, you know, going up to Ganon's Tower, execution is going to be a huge part of that. So, no, yeah, definitely not over yet.
Yeah, Synack also, you know, finds the big key a different direction in Ganon's Tower. That could be the entire race.
Yep. Could be as simple as JTB goes left, Synack goes right. It's on the right side. Synack takes the lead.
Now Synack gets going at 1:26:30, which I believe is 2.5 minutes behind JTB. 2 or 3, yeah, 3.5 minutes. So that's GT routing right there. That's probably Synack's best hope to be to catch up with his races. Hope that his route in GT works out. Of course, neither one of these runners will actually know what the other runner's doing in GT. I know both Rick and JP are, well, they were in chat earlier. I don't know if they still are. They're holding with bated breath as their teammates go through game 1 here.
I would not be shocked if they're still in chat watching this. You always see their teammates pop up in chat cheering them on, just hoping for the best, maybe getting a little bit of intel as well on if a certain team has a certain strategy that they might prefer. So
yeah,
always try and do your homework.
By the way, in case anybody's wondering if you're fans of these teams, game 2 is scheduled for Thursday night at 11 o'clock for JP versus Clifford playing some Ambrosia.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be a Rando After Dark match, as I always like to say. 11:10 start time Eastern, so
And JP telling us in chat that it's not scheduled yet, but Willard versus Rick will be Wednesday. It'll actually be before the game 2. They can knock out games 1 to 3 in any order, actually.
Right.
So the quote-unquote game 3 will be Wednesday. We just don't know what the modes are. Willard will be deciding the fate. I do know that the lower seed does get a veto, and that Adron and Rick has in fact vetoed Sword.
That's a smart decision.
Yeah, if you guys watched the main tournament a couple years ago, Willard J. Bradley finished 3rd, mainly on the back of playing Swordless a lot. So vetoing Swordless against Willard J. Bradley is a very strong decision.
Yeah, that's always a little bit of strategy as well with if you're the higher seed. What do you pick? Do you pick something that you know you're going to be strong at, or do you try and bait the veto on something that you know so and so might not like? You might get them to blow their veto on something that they would rather blow it on. Say if you're Rick and you're going to veto Swordless, do you try and get them to bait that veto into something a little less difficult?
Yeah, like if Rick had vetoed Inverted, let's say,
right?
What if Willard would never picked Inverted in the first place?
Right.
That's what I love about these the veto decisions in the game 3. I do wish there was a little bit more of a way to pick, like maybe pick full and shuffle, but that might be a little too pick Randomizer.
I kind of feel like the league organizers don't necessarily want to be that cruel to everybody.
I mean, you can do inverted keys. I mean, that's bad.
Triforce Hunt. Everyone do Triforce Hunt.
Mystery settings. Fun weighted.
And JTB picking up that small key on Laser Bridge, making the way back to try next. It's almost time. Almost time to really get that game started here, isn't it?
Game? What game? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The one where we have to guess the big key? Which, yeah, that's one of the things to keep in mind here. JTB is going to be heading up into GT in just a moment here. Taking care of Trinex.
Yeah, very nice backdoor strats on Trinex here. And with Trinex down, we have all 7 crystals, and we are right next to GT. So, Nyan Tiger, why don't you tell the chat what we are doing right now? Why are there a bunch of numbers going?
Well, those numbers are going in the chat because we have a game like to play where the which chest or item location the big key is in Ganon's Tower. There are 22 locations, 21 chests, and 1 item up on the torch. Go ahead and put your guess in chat there. And I believe if you guess right or are the closest to the correct guess, you get some points on the leaderboard. And we're going to go off JTB's item check order here, so it will be, if it's 17 for JTB and 15 for Synack, it will be 17 will be the number. And even if the number is taken, go ahead and guess it. You'll still get some points if you get it right.
Points cannot be turned in for council bucks, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. All right.
All right, JTB going right first to Hope Room. He's got a very comfortable lead here and finds a small key in the first chest and arrows in the second chest, and is going to go full right.
Yeah, Hookshot was in the Hype Cave. For those who are in chat who are wondering, it was a nice find there. It's the only thing in Hype Cave of any sort of value, actually. Everything else was junk.
Yeah, this seed was a very linear seed for the most part. I mean, Hammer and Ice is pretty bad.
Yep, so JTB going full right side here to check. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting the mirror out. There's 3. There's 4. Not yet. 5, and top left chest will be number 6. It is not it. He's going to go ahead and steal the small key here from the right side and head to the left side. Is it up on that big torch? Is it number 7? Nope. Magic Cape's up there. He's gonna take it.
Might as well. I mean, it's always nice to have for the game of fight just in case. You have half magic, so you have some magic to spare. I mean, we do have red mail 16 hearts, so it's not a huge deal, but you never know.
Yeah, that's never a bad thing.
We're going to the Stalfos room here. We'll get checks number 8, 9, 10, 11. 8 is another B in a bottle. 9 is a small key. Check number 10 is our big key. We are now done. JTB is nearing out and heading upstairs.
Yes, indeed. Got 3 keys. Doesn't need to worry about it anymore. And it looks like Kyle Canos guessing 10. Congratulations. You get yourself a nice big 26 points, as well as 5 points each to Phoenix Archer and Hill Dashing for also guessing 10. So congrats to all 3 of you.
I was off by 2. I guessed 8 this time.
I put 17 in. I thought Ice Armos today. I was gonna put 15, but someone always gets 15 first because it's like the popular guess.
Alright, so JTB gonna be going up to the gauntlet. Synack can make up a little bit of time. He was full left to start, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Interesting. JTB has 16 hearts, while Synack only has 14. I was thinking Synack has checked more checks.
And for JTB, gonna be straight execution here, heading up to the top.
Yeah, these runners have everything they would want. They have separate sword, they have silver arrows. They have half magic. So, no need to check anything else. Meanwhile, Synack will be mirroring JTB's route at least towards Hope Room.
He's gonna mirror back, so he's gonna go.
He's about a minute here.
Yeah, he'll save a little bit of time, but still, he's a bit behind, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the cape as well.
Yeah, both runners taking the extra little bit of safety.
Meanwhile, JTB blazing through Gauntlet. He's already up to the most satisfying room in game part 1. Makes it look super easy with that Candace Maria. Part 2 gonna be just through this door. A couple more whiz ropes to kill. And like magic. You can take the ferry as well.
Every time I see a wizard get killed in this game, I am thankful that I play this game more often than I play Zelda 1. Because wizards in Zelda 1 are bad.
Yep, and yeah, that's why I always call it the most satisfying room in the game, because you go there, you put the block down, you kill them, it feels good.
Yeah. I never saw that route to get to that switch. That's definitely the lot less painful route that's the next up there. We want it to be already into Spike Room. We are really easy through this upstairs here.
Yeah, JTB very, very efficient, doing a super nice job getting through here. Gonna skip the Bunny Beam and Anti-Fairy Powdering and just head straight into Moldorm 2.
One slash, one spin.
ASAP.
Unfortunately, didn't switch the hookshot early enough, so now he has to wait for the exploding to happen. You could get rid of all his bombs, and well, that won't show the hookshot though.
Yep, gonna skip the last chest.
No need to check for anything. The only thing we would actually ever want is Butter Sword, and it's not gonna save a ton of time.
And now it's time for the Aga 2 fight.
Oh, everyone's here to fight. Geometry.
Alright, Hoping for... not going to happen.
It's a good,
got 2 there.
good double to start. Decent setup here for the second shot.
Yeah, I only got...
blue ball.
Yeah, another double. And a 2-2-1-1.
Not bad.
I have a very specific combination that's probably pretty impossible to hit, but I want to be on comms one day when someone hits it just so I can call it out because it makes me feel happy.
Are you perhaps thinking of a 3-2-1 contact?
No, I'm thinking 303.
303. I'll get that one.
It's my area code, so.
Oh! There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Lion Tiger doxing himself of where he lives.
Well, that's not my problem, but.
I mean, my name is NY Rambler, so I shouldn't really talk. Then again, when you hear me talk, you kind of assume.
Right.
Anyway, JTB's on the Ganon fight.
Yeah, he's moving so fast that we're having this really quick side conversation. He's already.
I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he does a casual 1-1. We didn't even mention it. You know,
right?
Just that's why you don't need butter sword. Just do 1-1 tempered. And one more hit here in phase 3. We'll find out the silvers are the true weak.
Or as Ganon likes to say, "Oh no, silver's my true weakness. Why'd they put them somewhere you could find them?"
And ooh, got a stealth triple there. I did not think he was going to triple.
Wow.
JTB sniping the triple. Get your GGs in chat. JTB is taking game 1 of this best of 5 for Team WJPTBB. And we can now confirm that JTB has officially finished in first place with official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Whew. OMG, indeed. That back half there, that GTM fight, that was super slick. Super slick work through there by JTB. That looked really nice. I believe we've got...
Joining us is the winner of the race, Mr. JTB GG.
Yo, GG.
That was very... Both runners were very neck and neck. Very dumb seed, yes, but you made one play which gave you the huge advantage, and that was leaving pod a little early once you got 2 items that said go to Meyer.
Yeah, that was... I made gambles this seed.
Yeah.
Like, some paid off, some certainly didn't pay off.
Yeah.
Like that
So,
green pendant.
Yeah, the early game, Synack did full Eastern, whereas you didn't go in there at all. But Synack also left Desert without killing Landmo, whereas you did. When it came down to it, and then when you went to Pod and you did Eastern instead, at that point, both of you were in Pod about the same time, and Synack was ahead by about 30, not even 30 seconds, 15 seconds, let's say. When you left, he full cleared it. That was the difference, was you guys had the same route from there on out.
Yeah, I know that was a very risky gamble, but all I was thinking about was just, man, I wasted so much time in Desert. I need to find something to hopefully make up for that time. And when I saw that ice rod, I was just like, wow, thank goodness.
Yeah. Thank goodness you didn't go back to Pod. You didn't have to go back to Gamble T-Rock or whatever. Just Ice Rod on Argus is probably the best case scenario there because it's something that everyone's going to do. It's not going to really decide the race. Whereas if it was in Pod, if it was somewhere else that was like Hammer Pegs, let's say, that it would decide a race. But yeah, putting it on Argus would not decide a race because everyone's doing Swamp right after getting the hammer there.
Yeah, 100%.
Meanwhile, Synack is on the Ganon fight here.
Yeah, so this is a big game 1 win for you guys. You're up 1-0 in the series right now. And obviously, we had a little bit of discussion in chat that games 2 and 3 are going to be Wednesday, Thursday, it looks like.
Sorry, that's games
That's
3 and 2.
3 and 2,
Oh,
yes.
is it? It's all
Technically,
out
yes.
of order.
But yeah, you've got yourself in a good spot there. How you feeling after this one? Even with as you said you might have made some mistakes, but you still came out with a W.
I've learned that Sahasrabot is a cruel seed roller. First seed between myself and Synack were Mitts and Spike Cave. And then this one we get Hammer at the bottom of Ice Palace, so I think we need to get someone else to make a seed for us in future
that also
races.
proves one thing, that's that Synack has no control over the bot at all. He just made it, and the bot has a mind of its own.
That's also not a good thing. Have you seen Terminator? This is how it begins.
Oh,
That was
Synack.
close.
Yeah. Oh, getting a little bit of warps there.
And the
Oh,
fall.
you got fire bat bonked into the hole. Yeah, so he'll get to try it again. I think he'll probably be able to get right back up there.
And that's another thing we noticed, that here and there, the small differences added up, that JTB was a slightly better executioner than Synack.
Except
Yeah.
in Ice Palace.
Well,
Just-
both the Ice Palace routes were interesting because yours actually turned out to be better because you did an icebreaker, whereas
I'll
Synack
be-
did, and you
I'll be
found all three items
completely
without having
honest.
to sit back in to icebreak to the other side.
I literally, so I messed up the South Ocean because at the same time, I was going through the logical chess requirement sheet to make sure that Hammer could not be on those right two chests. So I was just the whole time thinking about, okay, where the hell can a Hammer be at in this dungeon? And I was like, oh, I messed up that Stealth Ocean. So
Yeah.
that was I was surprised that that routing really paid off with nothing being on that right side.
Yeah, like you mentioned, JTB, you took some gambles tonight and it paid off for you. And that is the way that sometimes Rando goes. I always like to tell people that it's 50% skill and it's 50% luck with how you do. There's only so much, skill wise, there's so much you can control with that, but where things are and just kind of the gambles you make and the gambles you don't make, it's all real. That's all really kind of up in the air. So you made some good calls tonight.
Alright, so while Synack is taking again, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of what's to come tomorrow on the Link to the Past round. We have a pretty stacked slate. You have... we get to kill on. We'll talk about that a little bit later. As Synack has taken down... Get your G's in chat for Synack. He will finish this race.
Yep, just about to walk across the bridge.
Yep. And with an official time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds.
OMG, indeed.
Yeah,
And
that was very
Synack in
fitting.
here. And joining us now is our other runner, Synack. GG's.
You can hear me, right? All right.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
Yeah. So, screw that seed. My
Yes.
bot hates me.
Yes.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking
See,
about.
your bot, JCB said, this is how Terminator starts. Your bot's going to take over the world. This is how it starts, putting Hammer in Ice Palace.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I should have known. I should have called it. Because, I just hammer an Ice Palace so often, and I know the numbers don't support that. But you feel it. I just had this really weird feeling that Hammer was an Ice Palace after everything I did. That it really wasn't a one-off location and ended up skipping. I don't know. I don't have much time for an interview. I need to get some sleep, but
No
Fair
problem.
enough. Fair enough.
Understandable.
yeah, I just want to say it's been great. Please destroy Team Kappa.
Oh, yes.
Wait, it's not over yet,
Don't make
guys.
Like, I don't know. Like, we don't.
You
I mean,
might get
it's
a
just
four.
like, I don't care who wins the series. Whoever wins needs to destroy Team Captain. Like, they need
Fear
to go
agent.
down.
That, you
They've
fear
been
them.
arrogant. They've been. I'm sorry. I mean this with the most of love, Fear. They've been very captive. So
13-1. It says that right there.
You know, I was really thinking about how was I gonna fit in something about Team Kappa in this interview. So I'm so glad you led with that, Synack. So I don't feel bad at all about saying Team Kappa, you're going down in the second round if we take this first one.
Spicy.
Yeah, I mean that with all the love, right? Like, with all of the love. Death to Team Kappa.
Okay.
All right. Now,
And
jokes
on that
aside,
note,
it's been a pretty fun league. Thanks so much, Fear, for putting this on. Like it's been a blast. We got to play a lot of different things, and if this is my last match of the tournament, then yeah, I'm kind of glad that that at least I was in GT before you got done, JTB. Like, that's all I can ask for sometimes.
Same.
all right. So on that note, I'll get your GGs in chat one more time for Synack and JTB. Go ahead and give those runners a follow on their Twitch channels. And shout out again to our tracker, Yoinker's wife, doing a fantastic job behind the scenes, clicking those buttons and making sure we don't forget anything. And Nion Tiger, my co-com, always a pleasure.
Absolutely, of course, Rambler. Always good to be working with you. So, do you want to go over really quickly just some of the stuff coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, let's give it a little quick plug to what's coming tomorrow on SpeedGaming 2 on this very channel on 12 p.m. noon. Okay, we have mid-game racing. Ravis and Teto. That's going to be the Pen and the Courage match, which I believe is also open. That's what this is, open. 5 o'clock, you have Goomba versus Yagamoth. In the game 3, the chosen mode is all dungeons, standard, assured, sword, key sanity. Oh, that sounds fun. On SpeedGaming 2 at 6 o'clock, Relkin vs Shady Force. That's Ambrosia. On SpeedGaming 3 at 9, Emo Sarno vs Shireen. Doesn't say what the mode is, but I'm pretty sure that's also Ambrosia. And at 10:30, Moogle Charm versus Rampant Relevant Ambrosia. And there might be some other games going on. Make sure you follow all the SpeedGaming channels 1 through 6, the ALTTP League channels. Yeah. We are in the, I guess we call this the wildcard round or the first playoff round. All the 2s and 3s are playing each other to face off against the 1s. Obviously, the winner of this set between Beta Team Names and WJPTB gets Team Kappa with the Fear Agent in chat, plugging really hard. But yeah, on that note, we are signing off here on SpeedGaming 2. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and GG's, and see you guys next time.
Yep. Remember, someone out there loves you and love you too. Take care. Have a good night.
Going down, Team Kappa.
Heck, Team Kappa.